Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We were recently in Grand Rapids, Michigan for a family wedding, and while we were there, we decided to do some kid-friendly exploring. Our first stop was Frederick Mayer Gardens, and wow, this was a beautiful garden. The Welcome Center looked more like a museum, and one of the neat things that I noticed while I was there was that they were incredibly family friendly. They even had a room for nursing or for pumping, so that was super cool. Their cafe also had some really great food. But let's get to the actual garden part. Inside, they had three different areas. There was an arid, a Victorian, a carnivorous, and a tropical area. And we really loved exploring these parts of the Welcome Center since it was attached to it. This place was so big that there's so much that we still didn't even see. So walking through these was a pretty quick walk because our girls were very excited to get to the children's garden. I don't think it had fully hit us how big this place was until we walked outside and looked at the map and just realized there was no way we were going to make it to all of the areas we would like to. So this is day one, and we ended up coming back for a day two. But how cute is this entrance for the little kids? Our girls absolutely loved this. And there is an area, that building right there allowed for bathrooms, quick changing, that kind of stuff. And then there were plenty of places for water play, but we were not prepared for that on this day. So that is another reason that we decided to come back for a day two. But they had a wonderful treetop climbing area that the girls really enjoyed. And they even had an area with the robin's eggs. If you have seen my Morris Arboretum video, then you know our girls really liked that. So it was fun for them to see something they were familiar with. Right next to the treetop area was a cabin that had fun little games that kids can enjoy. And then from that space, we headed over to a maze that was part of the children's garden. The girls had a lot of fun with that. Alani was able to figure it out pretty quickly. Emmy needed a little bit of help from Alani. And there's even a lookout area, so Evan and I were able to go up there and try to direct Emmy as much as we could, but Alani ended up being the one who was able to help her out. This was day two of the gardens. As you can see that water area over there, this time we came prepared for it, but we saved it to the end. The thing we wanted to see first was this giant horse. The girls were incredibly impressed by this. Honestly, we were incredibly impressed by this. It looked really cool, and it was just really funny how tiny everyone looked around it. After that, we headed to the Japanese garden, which was the area that I was really excited about the most. And it was just so calm and peaceful. We didn't even get to walk around the whole garden. Again, this whole place is so big, but we were able to enjoy it as much as we could with the time that we had. On this specific day, they had a full bee program. So they had activities, they had candle making, they had recipes they were giving out. There was a beekeeper there with a hive. There were samples of honey. There were just so many things. And I'm so happy that we are able to access these things affordably because we do have a membership at the Garden by Us, and it is part of a reciprocal program that allows us to go to other gardens either for free, or in this case, we paid only the $10 for Alani, and Emmy's still free since she's under 3, but Evan and I did not have to pay anything additional. So it's really nice that they have these programs that really allow you to explore these different places no matter what state you're in. After all of our bee fun, we headed back to the children's garden so the girls could play in the water. This was an area where some people did swimsuits, some people wore regular clothes. We really didn't have that many clothes since we were on vacation, so luckily we did have these swimsuits for the girls, and it was just a great place. We stayed there way longer than we had planned to, basically up to the time that we had to get changed for the wedding. On our third and final day, we decided to take the girls to the zoo. Yes, this was a 3-day trip. We hit the garden first day, the garden second day, and the zoo the third day, on top of being there for a wedding. So it was a very busy weekend, but just so full of so many great times and wonderful memories. And this zoo was part of another reciprocal program that we honestly didn't know about until we arrived. So we are members at the Zoo by Us, and for being members, we were able to get into this zoo at 50% of the cost. So again, another great way to save money. We did pay extra for a couple things while we were here, and one of those things was their panning activity. The girls got a big pile of soil full of different gems, and they dumped it into their pan, and they got to sift through and find their gems. Alani has been obsessed with gems recently, and Emmy, just because she loves to do most of the things Alani enjoys, she has loved it too. So this is something that they had a lot of fun with. One thing that we didn't get to experience while we were here was the funicular, and I honestly wish that it had been working because we did a lot of walking to get to some of the higher areas, like where the red panda and the tiger are. But it was not open on this particular day, so we for sure got a nice workout. If you make it up to the top, they have a really fun play area for children. So the girls played there for a little bit, and they also have a pizza shop. So we got lunch at the pizza shop and then headed back down. The second activity that we decided to pay for was a camel ride, and the girls had such a great time with this. Even Evan had a good time, and he said it was actually a bit higher than he expected it to be, but another really good experience. Visiting John Ball Zoo was not originally part of our Grand Rapids itinerary, so I'm really glad that it was super close to us and we were able to fit this in before hopping on a plane home. We had already known about reciprocal garden memberships, but the reciprocal zoos, that was completely new to us. So I am so glad that we were able to find out that information, and also check if you have a membership for a local children's museum, because some of those are part of reciprocal programs as well. If you were paying for that membership, just make sure that you are taking advantage of all of the different opportunities that there are. That's going to be it for this video though. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.